spoke about the legal side of the issue, and other colleagues, including Sajjad, talked about Ladakh and how the perception which is created in the rest of the nation about Ladakh is not correct, and which needs to be seen and re-looked into by everyone, every concerned citizen. I'll not take much of your time. I'll talk about a question that I have in the face of all these onslaughts that we had for the last 6-7 years. Number one question is to ask the people of Jammu and Kashmir, what did we sign up for? Did we sign up for a humiliation, degradation? Did we sign up for slavery, helplessness? And did we sign up for a future where the decisions for our destiny and for our generations to come will be taken somewhere where we do not have the access in terms of numbers, or we do not have the strength to change the decision or to influence the decision making? We signed up to a union which promised us that it will be a dignified future, dignified relationship, a collective relationship, an effort to build a future where every dignity, every identity will be respected and celebrated, not tolerated. We the people of Jammu and Kashmir come from different diversities within Jammu and Kashmir. We understand the importance of diversity. We are Kashmiri Muslims, we are Dogras, we are Pahadis, we are Gujars, we are Ladakhis, we have different identities. And we understand and we understood in 1947 the importance of the protection of the identity and the diversity. The religious identity is something that we celebrate. The regional identity, the cultural identity is something that we celebrate. And we have respected all the identities when it came to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. We rejected the idea of two nation in 1947 because we were promised something which was beyond, which was equally respectable for all of us, and where we could shape the future for ourselves. And that promise delivered us a mechanism in the Constitution which you call 370, which we need to look beyond and talk beyond the perception of the word 370. I have always believed that India, every state unit or every regional or provincial unit of India will ultimately graduate to 370. And unless that happens, there will be always that uncertainty which came on surface thanks to August 5, 2019. The uncertainty is, what are we? What is our shape? And who decides for us? This question has surfaced now. In the context of Jammu and Kashmir, the regional identity is always number one, misunderstood with the religious identity and then the identity with the neighboring country, that is Pakistan. But what about Maratha identity? What about Bengali identity? What about Dravidian identity? These are the identities that are celebrated and defended by the indigenous people. Bengalis wear the identities upon their sleeves. Marathis celebrate their identity, and today they feel the need to defend their identity, the language, the conflict that you see surfacing on the newspapers and social media. When Marathi speaks about his or stands for in defense of his or her identity, that is the regional identity. When Kashmiri speaks about the same identity and the same dignity, it's anti-national. It's pro-Pakistan identity. This is not an arrangement, this is not a future that we signed up to. Another question is, let me phrase it this way, the people of Jammu and Kashmir could foresee a future where the onslaught from an institution where the people of Jammu and Kashmir will have little say, And in defense of that onslaught, they had a mechanism, or they bargained a mechanism. The onslaught is, the question is, today the parliament one day comes up, wakes up, someone wakes up in the parliament and decides to alter the demography, the geography of the states, southern states of India. What is the defense mechanism in the constitution? Almost non-existential. The constitution tells you that you can ask for their opinions, that's it. But after even asking for their opinions, you can inflict a divide. You can inflict a change, a regional change, a geographical change, a political change, a demographic change. What is the mechanism with those states for their defense? 370 was an idea for the rest of the nation, which aspires for the defense of its diversities, which aspires to celebrate and grow its diversities. 370 was an idea how the identities can be protected while being a singular unit called India. And this is no alien concept in the world. If we go by the right-wing logic that any sense of 370 is anti-national and it amounts to Pakistan, then we have 50 states of Pakistani nationalism in United States of America. 50 Pakistani sympathizer states. Because America is a unit comprising of 50 different units, all having their own constitutional arrangements, defense mechanisms, local constitutions, local laws protected by the federal structure. And no one can dismiss the state government, alter the geography, alter the demography, inflict the changes, inflict the policies. Same is the arrangement in Australia, same is the arrangement in Germany, same is the arrangement in Switzerland, same is the arrangement in many other parts of the world, and those which are flourishing democracies, of functional democracies. The way we have seen India post 2014 evolving and evolving in the right direction, wrong direction. What is the mechanism for us, people living in the different parts of the countries who belong to different identities? We were told that you come with us and you will have every defense and every right to preserve your identity, we the people of Jammu and Kashmir. And one fine day in 2019, I see something happening equally of the nature that happened in 1847 in Amritsar. We were sold by the British to an entity which was not indigenous to the people of Jammu and Kashmir the way it should have been, without asking for the opinion of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, against 80 lakh Nana Shahi Takkas, which you translate into 80 lakh rupees. Those were not 80 lakh rupees. Whose land, whose properties, whose people? British from somewhere else, some other corner of the world, decided to sell some other people. And say on the same pattern, we were sold again on August 5, 2019, without asking for our approval, consent, opinion, vote. As Sajjad Sahab rightly said, the consent was taken from an agent, as he rightly said, of the Government of India, called Governor, appointed by an employee of the Government of India, who does not represent the will and the wish of the people of the state he works in. So the question is broader. Forget about 370, forget about statehood, forget about everything. Answer me this question: what is the defense mechanism for all of us if one day, based on the numbers, any political party with a wild imagination comes up with an idea to change demography, to change geography, to change the culture, to change the identity of a particular state? How do you defend that? What do you do? Is our fate surrendered to a mere majority in the parliament? I come from a state which will never have majority in the parliament. Therefore, what would I do? There are many states who would never have a majority in the parliament. What would I do? What would they do? If the fate of this nation is left to a mere number in the parliament, then we are doomed to fail. We have signed up for a permanent conflict in the future. Conflict of identities, conflict of diversities, which will conflict with each other. And the conflict will be imposed and pushed upon us based on the numbers. Therefore, we have to reimagine the functioning of this union called the Union of States, a union called India. We need to reimagine the functioning of our democracy, the functioning of the interpretation of our constitution. We are a union of diversities. We cannot look one, we cannot speak one, we cannot eat one, we cannot feel one. We have different diversities. Those diversities then ultimately put their effort to build a larger identity, that is India. Therefore, what happened with Jammu and Kashmir is a deeper problem which is beneath different currents and which partly surfaced on August 5, 2019. You need to reimagine how do we see the functioning of this union. Do we give the protections? Do we give that right to decide for themselves? 370 is still, functional in different parts of the countries, in different shades. Partly in Himachal, partly in Nagaland, partly in the aspirations of the people of Tamil Nadu. Himachal, as I said, it has 371. It has a mechanism that protects its land and jobs. In the aspiration of the people of Tamil Nadu, those who are speaking about the protection of their identity in terms of language and policies, that is what 370 is. So 370 is either in demand or partly functional in this country. The only crime of the people of Jammu and Kashmir was that it was a majority Muslim state. And 370, the mechanism, promised a protection for a union which would at the same time celebrate different identities, give them their right to flourish, and create a union which everyone would put its efforts for, as is the case in United States of America, UK, Australia, Germany, Switzerland, and many other parts of the world. Therefore, while we speak about the return of statehood, and I'm sure this effort will bear some fruit, and I thank you all for putting your effort and helping us put in our cause. But my fight is far beyond. It is for something which we all need. I will not use the word 370. It is a need to protect the diversities that we come from, the diversity of identities that we come from. Therefore, we need to reimagine the federal structure of the Union of India. Thank you so much.